All right, now that All-Star Weekend is done, let's rank the rest of these teams as we get to the last bit of the NBA season over here. Starting off with the oh my god tier, we got the Detroit Pistons because for the first time since 2009, they have a over 500 record after the All-Star break. And I mean, oh my god, they are finally playing well. They finally have a good season. Cade Cunningham is an All-Star. This is an oh my god season. Next, we got Luka tier, which features the Lakers because oh my god, they got Luka, and yeah, no, it hasn't really set in yet. It still doesn't feel real. It still doesn't look right, but oh my god, the Lakers have Luka. Next, we got the just have fun out there, man tier, featuring the Wizards, the Jazz, the Nets, the Hornets, and the Raptors. Who, you know what? Let's just go out there and have some fun. Let's go out there and tank and pray that we get the number overall pick, because what else do we have to live for at this point? Then we got the best tier featuring the Cavs and the OKC Thunder because they are actually the best teams in the league. Obviously with OKC they have Shea, MVP candidate, probably MVP likely, and then the Cleveland Cavaliers have just an immensely stacked starting five and a deep team. They got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline. They are the legit. And if they fail in the first round again, then something's wrong with Cleveland. Next, we got the Please God Let This Work tier, which has the Warriors, the Kings, the Bucks, and the Spurs, all teams who made major trades at the trade deadline. Obviously, the Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler, and that has gone well so far. They've won more games than they've lost. Then we got the Kings, who traded De'Aaron Fox and got back Zach LaVine, and now they're basically the Bulls of the West, and hopefully, please God, this works out for them. Then obviously the Bucks traded for a major key role player, a past champion, hopeful future champion with the Bucks, Kyle Kuzma, a real difference changer. And then the Spurs, they traded for De'Aaron Fox and gave up literally nothing. I'm just putting them in this tier because they have lost a few games since, but I'm not really worried about them. They're the Spurs. They have Wembanyama. They have Fox. They're going to be a good team eventually. Maybe not the rest of the year, but eventually. In the next tier, we got the What Are You Doing tier list, which is a bunch of teams that I look at and I'm like, what are you doing? Starting off with the Hawks, they traded a couple pieces and they don't have their pick this year, and they've lost a couple games. It's not looking too good for them, and I'm like, what are you doing, guys? Are you going to trade Trae Young? Are you guys trying to win? Because trading a bunch of players isn't really helping that. Do you know that you don't have your pick? Then we got the Bulls, who decided not to trade Vucevic, which is what are you doing? And then they have a million guards on their team. So again, what are you doing? Then we have the Pelicans, who are more of a, it is what it is. They're just super injured. They traded Ingram away. They got CJ dropping 40. But other than that, what are you doing? And then we got the Blazers, who have been playing really well recently. They've won a bunch of games. But I'm saying, what are you doing? Are you trying to do a play-in push now or not? Because you guys, it's good that you're winning games, but are you trying to get a high pick anymore? Or like, what's going on here? Are you just going to be win now? Are you just a good team now? I don't know. What are you doing? Then we got the rest of the West tier, which is just the other teams in the West that I think are pretty decent, but I can't think of anything funny to say about them. Obviously, the Nuggets still have Jokic, an MVP candidate, have been playing really well recently. Then we got the Grizzlies, a deep team, Jaren Jackson Jr. All-Star. Then we got the Clippers, James Harden All-Star. They picked up Ben Simmons. Norman Powell is amazing. Kawhi Leonard is playing for them, so that's something. We got the Houston Rockets, who have a pretty decent, deep team with a bunch of young players, but I do worry about them in a playoff series. And then we got the Timberwolves, who, they're cool. They're still hanging around, but they're without Randall, and yeah. Then we got the Kevin Durant is gonna leave us tier, featuring the Phoenix Suns, which are pretty guaranteed. It seems that Kevin Durant is gonna leave them after they tried to trade him. They tried to trade Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler, and then Kevin Durant wanted to go to Warriors, and then he didn't want to go to the Warriors, and then that was never true, and now there's just rumors that it's a toxic environment, but then Kevin Durant was like, no, it's not, but they're not winning games and not playing very well. And there's reports that Kevin Durant is going to leave in the summer, and the Suns, they're not playing very well, and we'll see how they play for the rest of the season, but if not, Kevin Durant is going to leave us. Then we got the East, I guess, which features the Celtics, the Knicks, the Magic, the Pacers, and the Heat. And, that's the East, I guess. I mean, the Celtics, do they deserve to be actually the best? Maybe, but they aren't right now. And in general, I would say more of the West teams above them are better than the East teams. Outside of the Celtics and the Knicks, I don't really view the Magic, Pacers, or Heat very seriously at all. But, they're the East, I guess. And then we got the Employs Paul George tier, featuring the one and only 76ers, who do employ Paul George, who has made more YouTube shorts and YouTube videos for his podcast than made field goals this season so far, and has dropped 2 points in their last game. And overall, the Sixers in general are just a mess, and it doesn't help that Paul George has been playing very, very badly very lately. And, I saw a report that he said that his finger is injured a little bit and whatnot. I don't know, man. The Sixers are just a mess. And then last and certainly least, we got the Dallas Mavericks, who are in their own tier of traded Luka, a very special tier that nobody else in the history of the world would ever be in except the Dallas Mavericks. And it's they traded Luka. AD looked great in his first game, but that ended up with him getting injured, and now him and Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, all of their centers, are going to be out. And, after they traded Luka, they still fought well and beat a couple good teams. But at the end of the day, they traded Luka, and yeah, guys, this is my official tier list for the rest of the season. Let's see how accurate I am, because, well, I already know it's completely accurate. Thank you for watching. Go check out my latest episode of the Pushing the Pace podcast with myself and Sam, where we talked about the latest in the trade deadline news more in depth. And yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.